does not necessarily mean that racism, prejudice, and et cetera has simply what?
Absolutely.
Disappeared.
Disappeared.
So, yeah, go on.
Absolutely,
That, yes.
and that's so true. And I think he would actually agree with that as well. But I think it is a measure of success when you can go into certain areas of our country and then you find people that gave strong support, but it doesn't mean that throughout the United States it's still not present. For instance, if our Secretary of State Hillary Clinton had won the presidency, that would mean that that sexism has just been rid because she became president, and she's a very qualified person, as our president said. He just said he felt that he was much more qualified, and he's done an excellent job. But sometimes with that prejudice, you can't see the excellent job that he is doing because they can't get beyond the prejudice. And it's a very interesting phenomenon to stand back and watch. You know, I hope this will always be a historical type of show, and we know that one of the dictators of the world went down just on yesterday, or to realize that, and today in the debate they don't want to give credit where credit is due to the President of the United States that was very much in the forefront of galvanizing these types of movements and helping out in collaboration with other countries. But they just can't get beyond the prejudice and of seeing a person that did that to say touche, that job well done. So it's there. And in the last segment you asked about students, and I think it's very important for them to recognize that. And unlike this GOP Kane who feels like you're victimizing the victim, to talk about this, it's enlightening for the dominant group to be able to understand the history of America and for us to be able to dialogue about it without feeling bad about it, because it is in part,
that's the way you get rid of racism and prejudice, by communication. Would you say that that's an important element in terms of trying to dissipate some of the attitudes that folks might have toward each other, by understanding some of those things?
Absolutely. That's what Dr. Gordon Allport, he said, the much more that you're educated about it and the more that you know about it, the fear dissipates, it lessens, and then one can talk about it and understand why we still might have certain disparities within our society today in all social classes and across all different ethnic groups, and then we can work in a positive way to try to help everyone. You can feel that, well, yeah, it's a good thing that everyone would have a health care. It would be a good thing if everyone could have certain access to education, and that would improve situations. It would be a good thing if we could do something to help families stay together versus breaking them up, and then can understand those types of things versus being stereotypical about them.
Okay, I think we've got about 2 minutes to go here, Dr. Sanford, and during these last 2 minutes, what are some of the words that you'd like to leave our audience today? I know more than likely there were some things that you felt that you just had to say on your way out here. So if you've got some information that you'd like to leave us with today over the last minute and a half or 2 minutes, let's do that now.
Okay, I would like to just cite Dr. Fegan. He's a longtime scholar in this area, and also Dr. James Jones, who's a psychologist and got a great surprise from the American Psychological Association. But all of them would say we would have to dialogue about racism. We have to understand the historical facts about it with some accuracy, and be open and willing to talk about it and have diversity groups, and to be willing to be open to other ideas and cultures in business and in other aspects of the American society. It's institutional, so we have to realize it as such. And as a result of it being so institutionalized within our society, we have to work toward breaking down some of those barriers. And Dr. Fegan would certainly say we would have to express it, we have to talk about it. And when we see it, we have to organize ourselves and let others know about it. There's no need of trying to make others feel bad about it, but it's important for people to know. And we would hope one of the ways would be that of the institutions, from pre-kindergarten through elementary school, junior high school, and at institutions of higher education. If we could use that as a vehicle of letting everyone know the truth about our society, and as it unfolded, then we can indeed make some inroads into racism in America and in the 21st century.
Very good. And of course, Dr. Sanford, you would agree, and I think all of us would, and I think you've expressed that after all, this is still the best country in the world. And the only thing that we can do is to what? Improve it.
That's right.
That's the only thing that we can do. And I think that you and others are the kind of information that you bring to us and the kind of things that you're saying lays the foundation for all of us to work together in order to try to make this the best country it already is the best country in the world, but let's make it a better country than it is. Is that what we, is that
that's in a nutshell, that's it.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think I could say that would be the consensus of all the people that I've had an opportunity to talk about it. Even though we're dealing with some real problems, we all see a ray of hope in reference to the end.
Yeah,
and of course, let me encourage our audience to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you and good morning.